Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome. This is Still an Athlete, the podcast where we explore life beyond the game. I am Dominique Wilson, and welcome. Um, so this is the second to last episode before I end the season. I got my little, I forgot what it's called. It's like an Indian drink, with turmeric, oat milk, have cinnamon and vanilla and honey and all this other stuff in it. I have my drink. I'm gonna set this slowly because it will put me to bed. But yeah, hi. Hello, miss you guys. Um, yeah, so for the second to last episode, this is just an episode to tell you what, give you a preview of what the last episode is going to be about. Just touch base on the season, what I've learned, what I'm grateful for. Yeah, so thank you, listeners, for rocking with me this season. Learned a lot. I really have. It's been a shaky one. Honestly, I've never done a podcast before. So shout out to all my 54 followers on Instagram. Honestly, I'm grateful that's 54 followers. I had more added to my Instagram than I had when I first started, which was goose egg. It was zero. But learned a lot. And the reason I am stopping my podcast after my next episode that will drop next week is because life is busy, which is great. Your girl is tired. Honestly. Um, as you know, I'm actress, writer, and that has been picking up a lot. Classes with auditions. I'm trying to get this script done, but it's hard to get everything done when I'm focusing on the podcast. This is a one-man show, a one-man band. It's just me. So I have to do all the editing, I have to do all the recording, I have to do what I'm going to talk about. I have to do all the pitching and networking and wanting people to talk to an interview on my show. It's just me. And that is one thing that I've learned is to get some help, not do everything on your own, especially when you have another career or careers. There's only so it's only 24 hours in the day, and I try to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Fail miserably at that, but I'm getting better. Um, yeah, so one thing I learned from starting this podcast is if I come out with a season two, which not if, I will, um, or if I start a podcast as well, is to get some help. Of course I do the recording this part, but get someone to run the social media side, get someone to create the scripts or get someone to network or find find people, interview people where I don't say interview, but more like prep people, see if they're a good fit to interview for the show, et cetera, et cetera. Brand marketing, creating email marketing, just the whole nine. Get a team to back me up where I could just be more efficient. I could be myself. I could have more energy. I don't have to feel like I'm dead and I'm forcing myself to do this because I promised to upload an episode a week, which again, the second thing I learned, which is knowing my schedule of work. I'm pretty sure dropping an episode a month would have been great. You know, people would have still support it. But at the end of the day, when I do in season one, I will still be posting on Instagram, growing the brand, um, interviewing people to help me continue to grow the brand, marketing, the whole nine. Oh, well, let me update you on what's going on. I was born and raised in Georgia, but today was the first time that I actually felt like a Southern gal. When I'm saying was, say my mom left with my aunt and my cousin to go to Africa. Or if you don't want to hear the story, feel free to fast forward to the next part. where I am talking about the topic of gratitude and how my first season has gone. But anyways, back to the story. So she has gone to Africa with my aunt and my two girl cousins left me here because somebody has to watch the dog and someone has to flower her plants outside and just take care of the house, help run the business, which is another thing. I've had a family-owned business that creates natural hair care products for men and women of all age groups. And yeah, she left and, she's be doing that. So Rhea's exhausted, but that's her story. So I'm outside watering her plants, and for some reason, when I walk outside, all the mosquitoes know that food has arrived. It's breakfast, lunch, dinner. It doesn't matter when I walk outside, they just know. I got bit up terribly, terribly. It's like you can't see it. It's a lot of mosquito bites on my back, behind my legs, because I had on shorts. I walk outside with no flip-flops on. They bit on my ankles. I'm grounding. My bare feet are on the grass. I'm watering. They're getting wet. Anyways, I'm getting bit up. Then the holes get twisted, so water stopped coming out. I'm outside drenched in sweat trying to untangle the holes. She has a lot of plants out there, so I'm just out there spraying. The dogs are outside with me. I felt real country girl. I really felt like a Georgia Peach out there for the first time. That might be a terrible Southern accent. But anyways, I was just thinking, I was just like, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, and I love it. I feel so country right now. Other than the mosquitoes having their way with me, it was cool. It was the dogs were outside, I was spraying them. They thought it was fun and were running around the water holes. But anyways, that was my story. I don't even know how I got on that. I'm sorry. Just going on a tangent there. But look, again, we're vibing. This is a family here. Anything is not what. Hi, cat. Hello. Oh, and I have two cats, right? Hi, baby. My. Okay. My tabby. She is social. She's upstairs with the dog. She runs around with them. She goes outside with us. My second baby, who I found at my complex I live, she has super anxiety. So when I went to Latvia, my aunt was watching both of them. When I came back, I stopped by Savannah to pick them up. I came back home with one cat, which was my tabby, because my second one, antisocial one, loves to hide. For some reason, she knows. She knows when you're coming to get her. And you don't make it obvious, literally. You can wake up, roll out of bed, she's hiding. I'm like, bro, how did you know that today was the day I was going to put you in a cage and take you to the bed or take you somewhere? But yeah, so my aunt came by to my mom's house before they left for Africa to drop my cat off and to ride with her to the airport. So she did catch her. She dropped her here. I haven't seen my cat in 3 days. 3 days. I thought she was gone. I thought she went outside somewhere. Well, usually I'm able to find her hiding spots. Could not find her. Thought she was dead. So I'm panicking like every day. I'm leaving food out, and with leaving food out, this is how I knew she was still alive, because I seen like little bites were being taken here and there. And I'm like, and she put her in the basement, so I closed the basement door, made sure my other cat and the dogs didn't go down there, to make sure that if the food is getting low, I know it's her. Her name is Hinata. If you watch anime, you know who Hinata is, because she's a Thai cat. Similar, yeah, it's like a Siamese cat, so they have bright blue eyes. Um, so yeah, the food was getting low. I'm like, okay, she's down here somewhere. I don't know where she is. So that's why I was getting excited when I hear her meows, and she walked up to me and then she ran. She's still not comfortable. But anyways, that is actually here. Now that I think about, it's kind of how some people act in life. they have anxiety, they're afraid, and they go into hiding mode. They go into self-sabotage mode. And it doesn't matter if people are out there looking for them, trying to pull them out to the light, let them know it's okay, it's safe out here. It's going to be up to them in their mind to tell themselves that, okay, let's take this chance. Let's go see if this outside world, this unknown world is actually safe. If I will actually be able to survive, if I can trust the dogs, the cats, aka the other human beings or the other workforce. It's gonna be up to the person to make up their mind, make that effort. Just like my cat, it was up to her to actually come out of her hiding spot and say hello to me and then run away. It's okay. You can do that as a human being. You can step out a little bit, test the waters, and then revert back into your cave, into your hiding spot, and then do it again. Go out a little further, dip your toe in the water, in the ice cold water, and then go back into your safe place, your hiding zone. You can keep doing that. It's okay. As long as you keep going forward, and it's okay to come back and take breaks, in your hiding spot, in your safe cage. But as long as you don't stay in that cage, you will be able to grow as long as you keep moving forward and testing the waters. Wow. Hopefully that made sense. I did not plan on spilling tea like that, I guess. Anyways, so let me follow the show notes that I wrote down. So I just stopped fumbling. Sorry. Yeah, so grateful, grateful for this season. Grateful that I started a podcast. I was so scared to start one, put myself out there because I'm the type of person that likes to keep my stories um keep everything about me to myself, which is kind of weird because as an actress, of course, your body is your instrument. You have to be vulnerable. And it's different right because I'm playing characters. I'm not really playing myself. Um, so starting this podcast was super uncomfortable for me. Still is a little bit. I'm still learning, but you never stop learning. I just told myself that it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you start something new, you're always going to be terrible at it at the beginning. But I knew that I wanted to grow our community, start a community of like-minded athletes that found it hard to pivot outside of their spirits, found it mentally challenging, physically challenging. Um, and they didn't have anyone to talk to. They didn't have a space to learn or feel like, okay, I'm not alone. I know I felt like that. I know when I spoke to other athletes and realized that they felt like that too, I was like, okay, well, let me go find a podcast or a YouTube channel, someone talking about this so I can learn and grow. And I couldn't find that. So me, I was like, well, if I can't find it, I'm just gonna start it myself. And that was easier said than done. Like I said, I was very uncomfortable. Um, it's not my comfort zone to sit here and just talk. I'm someone that just likes to observe and learn from others, other than when it's acting because it's fun. I'm using my imagination, playing someone else. Um, yeah, so this season just went better than I expected when I got all the guests on here sharing their stories, sharing helpful tips on how athletes can pivot into another career. Um, just being vulnerable. I'm so grateful for their story, so grateful for their help and their support. And I hope that everyone that was listening or watching the YouTube videos that they actually went out and supported those guests that were speaking, see what they're about. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. Yeah, I need a break. Sorry, not really. Mm, that's really good. All right, back to it, guys. Yeah, and and also a little secret, it was between starting a podcast like this or starting a podcast where I am talking about spirituality, but more in a sense of like witchcraft, rituals, scary movies, Halloween's, fun stuff like that, because I love the horror genre. I love talking about, I hate this word, woo-woo stuff, but I'm using it because to help describe what some people would actually call that. More like it's just like a fun podcast, I was thinking about having a little wine or sipping with someone else to join a podcast with me. It wouldn't just be myself, but I felt a stronger pull to create still an athlete more. So maybe like that, if I come back, I'll start another podcast just like that where I just have like witches and people that are claim to be wizards or um spiritual healers or psychics, directors that or writers that create horror films, thrillers, like things like that. That it's just more fun, kick back, we crack jokes. If you have another idea that you think is fun, drop it in the comments, let me know. But yeah, so that was the beginning of still an athlete. And I was out in Latvia. This is when I broke my wrist, which is, as you can see, is healed. It's good now. And everything was just hitting me all at once. And if you hear the dogs barking, I'm sorry. This store have cats. They're more quiet and respectful when you're on Zoom. Anyways, yeah. Um, So again, yeah, I just wanted to start a community with like-minded athletes who felt like they were alone or it was a challenge to pivot outside of their sports or they felt lost, and now they have a family. Now they have a community where they could just come click on a podcast and hear another athlete or hear a psychologist that deals or help with the mentality of athletes and leave feeling better, leave having tools to help them move forward and pivot. So again, with the insecurities and the fears, it was just all, I just didn't want to put my stories out there. Didn't want to break this bubble of mine that I had. But yeah, I just, a saying I always say, I just have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So some wins on this podcast this season I had were definitely the guests by far. I love the guests. I love all my guests that allow me to interview them, that allow me to share their stories on this platform. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful because you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate that. Another win, I would say, or unexpected moment were people emailing me about ad opportunities to add to my podcast. And of course, to monetize it, but giving me that power to choose which ads to talk about. I haven't done so yet because I'm still researching on the products. I'm not just going to talk about any product. It has to align with my vision and with the vision of this podcast. But my number one highlight was learning that I think it was like number 3 and number 7 in Nigeria. Shout out to y'all. Y'all always supported me ever since I played on the national Nigerian team. Thank you so much. Love here. Love y'all for sure. That shocked me because I realized that statistics, I think on my 3rd episode that I seen on my, like it was like an email that came in. I was like, what? And I put it on my story just to shout them out and thank all the Nigerian people out there. So yeah, that was a highlight. That is a cool moment. I will always remember that and cherish that so much. Thank you. But we gotta talk about what was hard. Podcasting is hard, guys. It's not just me clicking record and just talking. No, gosh, I have to do a lot of research. I have to do a lot of scripting. And the editing, oh my God. I swear podcasts would be 10 times better if I had an editor. Editing takes forever in a day. Learning all the the podcast tools like podcast with the script, they crash so much that literally starting out, it took a 30-minute podcast episode. It took me like a week to edit it because it kept messing up and I had to redo it. Or I would click on subtitles. I would have to go in and it seemed like it didn't understand English because every word I had to edit myself. That I respect all the editors out there, people that edit for film, for podcasts. It doesn't matter. I respect you to the highest level. If nobody respects you, know that Dominique Wilson respects you. Because, baby, I don't know how you keep doing it for different projects for your whole life. I cannot. So, moving on. For season 2, I'm going to have an editor for sure. If I don't have nobody else on this team, it's going to be an editor because I cannot. I can't keep doing it. Like, just thinking about having to edit this, bringing me anxiety. So, again, let's sip some tea. I need a break. Okay, let me wrap this up. Because, again, there's a short, there's just to say, season 1 is about to be finita, about to be done. I have one more, which I'm going to drop next week with a special guest, which I'm super excited about. He is so passionate and his story aligns with mine a lot. He's a ex-football player, cool guy. I cannot wait to share that episode with you all. And last thing, my headspace for ending the podcast is, I don't want to lie, it's like a relief. I am going to miss speaking to you all, but again, like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to post on social media, still going to grow my brand. I'm going to create an email list so we can stay in touch. But like I said, I have a lot going on and mentally I'm drained. Your girl is tired. Like it's to the point where I just don't want to do anything at all. I don't even want to act. I don't even want to write. I don't want to do this. I'm just drained. So that is my headspace. It is what it is. I'm always honest with you all so that um yeah, I just want this to be an honest community. But I've learned to again not do everything on my own. Have help, be open to help, love help. Um, and when people want to help me, let them. It's for my best interest. It's for my best growth. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone receives help. Especially if you want to grow fast, if you want to reach more people, if you want to help more people, allow people to help you. Don't do everything on your own because it's impossible to learn every small, intricate detail to a podcast or anything that needs to be on point for you to reach more people to grow. So that's what I learned about myself, just being open to help, reaching out to others, not doing anything on my own, especially when I have a full schedule with, like I said, family-owned business, acting, writing. And in the process of moving, if y'all are looking for a nice condo in Atlantic Station, like right on top of Atlantic Station, DM me, hit me up. I'm selling my condo. It's all the way up on the 23rd floor, has a great view of Buckhead. I can send you pictures. Hit me up because I'm trying to sell ASAP because I am moving. And no need to keep something I can't live in, right? And I can't even Airbnb, which sucks because if before y'all even say Airbnb and rent it out, couldn't. That's how HOA has it set up. Long story, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I'm still figuring things out, still figuring how to be a better podcaster, be a better interviewer, be better on promoting myself online, especially on social media, growing social media. I have a lot of people watching like my reels, but it does not translate to the followers. So there's something that I am missing when I'm not connecting with them, or they want a little bit more, which is okay. Again, it's my first podcast. I'm not the type of person that's comfortable putting myself out there like that. That's why I turned into an interview. And because I want to create a community, so I have to learn how to reach more people so I can create that community where I can have athletes who feel lost, know that they're not the only one, and have other people they can reach to or just talk to. Um, so I can make the pivot just 10 times more easier, or even 1% easier is fine with me. But yeah, I just need to figure out how to promote myself better, which is okay. I enjoy learning. And I enjoy you all taking this ride with me. So to close this out, why you should stick around for the last episode for my last guest of season one. Um, it's going to be emotionally driven. It's going to be super motivational. Just, I talked to him over Zoom. We were getting to know each other, and he was motivating me, and he was dropping gems. And I realized that it's a full circle moment because his vision of how he wants his business, how he wants to connect with athletes is the same as mine. Um, so I'm excited for it. And so, yeah, I'll tell you his name. So if you want to look him up, you can before I drop next week's episode. But his name is Javon Brown Simpson. He's a former athlete, like I said, a former football player, and he turned into a mindset and transition coach. And he was the founder of Raise the Vibe. So Google that and do your research on him. He's an awesome guy. He's a cool guy. So you will enjoy that research. But after phases on identity crisis post college, and pivoting into different careers, he just made it his mission to help others rebuild their confidence, reframe their story, like what I'm doing here, and just navigate life beyond the spirit. So, like I said, we have a lot in common. I'm super excited about our next episode. So yeah, go check him out. Remember, Raise the Vibes. His name is Javon Brown Simpson. So this is the end of the second to last episode, guys. Tear. But if you hadn't follow me on Instagram at Stellar Athlete. Follow me on TikTok. I'm on there. Follow me here. Click the survey down there. Tell me, DM me. I love talking to you all. DM me your favorite moment or your favorite episode of this season. Leave me a review if you have it. All reviews are welcome. Really, all the positive ones. Just kidding. All the reviews are welcome. Positive ones are great. Negative ones are great because it helps me learn how to get better. And yeah, again, follow the podcast, man, at Still Period Athlete on Instagram to stay connected between seasons and to also see the gems that I will be dropping on Instagram and TikTok, even on YouTube. I'm on there. You can see all the guests that I've interviewed. I have for each podcast, I have a vlog of them that I recorded and that are recorded. And yeah, I'm just gonna tease upcoming projects of season two. Uh, maybe merch, maybe digital products. I don't know. Still thinking about content, but also follow me because I'm going to keep you updated on the email listing that I will start, where I will be sending motivational quotes or just information on the people I interview or more. And I do want to have before the end of the year, like a nice little get together at a convention where all my listeners, all my followers, so we could just have a good time, kick it. I don't even have to go there and talk. I just want like some nice music. We get a little cocktail, some nice food. I see like a fire burning and a furnace, we let our feet up. Just a nice vibe, a nice community that I really want to create, and hopefully you all want it too. But again, if you're still figuring it out, you're not behind, you're building, and you're still an athlete, You'll always be loved. You're just playing a different game right now. And see you in the last episode of season 1. Thank you.